must admit I didn't know this man was behind so many of our modern isms in art. And they began in a mind that he himself compared to a master criminal's. But why? Was it for taking the smile away from the Mona Lisa? Was it because he passed this off as a sculpture? Or was it to do with that new decomposing on his staircase? And why should Sherlock Holmes want to investigate him? Was his vanity touched by suggestions in some art journals that the man was imitating him? Holmes, my dear fellow, I got your telegram. The game's afoot, just like the old days.
I know.
I thought you'd retired to take up philosophy and agriculture.
You may have. All I wanted to do was to get away from the traffic in Baker Street and keep a few bees.
Right. But what is the nature of this game?
Art.
I never thought of you as an art connoisseur.
But in between milking the cows, reaping the corn, and knocking off 10 volumes on the meaning of life, I have managed to find the odd moment to bone up a little.
Do go on.
Besides, have you forgotten that I was born to it? On my grandmother's side, the Vernes.
I always suspected you were making that up. Until I checked it in my dictionary of art. There was a whole family of painters of that name. Very odd.
Art in the blood is liable to take the strangest forms.
So you said. The case of the Greek interpreter.
And perhaps never more bizarre than in the veins of Marcel D.
The client?
The suspect. That's what makes this such an interesting case, Watson. We know the culprit. He admits he's guilty. The trouble is, nobody has ever been quite sure exactly what it was he did.
Well, you always used to say a well-executed crime is like a work of art. I suppose the reverse could be true. But there must be something we can pin on him. Forgery? Theft?
Well, he did sign a few things that weren't strictly his. And in a way, he stole the Mona Lisa.
You have to be so enigmatic.
I'm not. He is.
Ah, putting yourself in the mind of your adversary.
I find being Duchamp strangely congenial. It's as if I were looking into a mirror. Though he's every bit as devious and cunning as Moriarty.
This could be quite a story.
I don't want this finishing up in that trunk full of unpublished manuscripts.
But they're your unsolved.
You can sell it to television. Scotland Yard obviously don't read anymore.
I take it they haven't called on your services lately. This will put you back in business. The case of Marcel Duchamp.
Et voila.
What is it? A bomb?
A trap for boobies, definitely. You have to approach it with your wit about you. Parts of it will make you explode with laughter, and it sends up a great deal of what we solemnly venerate as art. He designed it as a portable museum of his own work.
What, like a traveling salesman's box of samples?
Or a conjurer's outfit. Boîte en valise, he called it. Box in a case.
Boîte en malice is a French jack-in-the-box.
Well, our investigation of it will undoubtedly be full of surprises. You'll need Toby's help to follow its twists and turns.
Toby? That mongrel?
He could follow a scent as well as any bloodhound.
Well, he can't still be alive.
He's been reincarnated electronically. I bred him myself.
Holmes' computer. So that's where all your files have gone.
Toby can digest anything. He's also a very good retriever. Brings everything back on his screen and loudspeaker. He responds to the keyboard, but he's voice activated too.
Have you found an up-to-date equivalent for your other erstwhile assistants, the Bow Street runners?
I do have a helpful Toby can digest anything. He's also a very good retriever. Brings everything back on his screen and loudspeaker. He responds to the keyboard, but he's voice activated too.
Have you found an up-to-date equivalent for your other erstwhile assistants, the Bow Street runners?
I do have a helpful film crew who scout for information to supplement these. It was from them I got the idea that to understand Duchamp's oeuvre, one should see it as a chessboard, each piece a calculated move. An appealing thought. Duchamp plays art. I play Duchamp.
Holmes, a theory already.
I'm too eager for the chase.
Well, if this is to be documented for television, we'd better start with photographs and
Well,
details
in
of his
fact,
early
in
life.
first place,
They
I
always
made
do.
8
I
only.
know the predictable.
And then I had a remorse of some kind, because the whole thing was more or less based on the number 3, not clairvoyantly. You see what I mean? Number 3 as 3, for me, is neither unity, neither dualism, but 3 is everything, the end of the numbering, you see? And with 3 units, I have enough for the whole thing of counting things. See, millions don't count. See, 3 does it for. So 8 was not cannot be divided by 3. 9 can. So I made it 9. I added one of the mulmaliks I called the station master. That was the last one, I think. I added to the 8 to make 9. So there you are.
And how did you place them on the glass?
Well, according to the perspective, because the whole glass is based on usual, ordinary perspective, nothing very curious or very difficult. So in order to keep a thing in a certain width, the glass itself, you see, when you paint on it, and have the perspective help you reduce by the distance, so that I could put my 9 mulmaliks in a certain area, and they would be seen, not outside of the glass, because you see, I had to stay in the glass after all. So that helped me to find a place for each one.
Mm. You said that the ideas in the glass are more important than its visual realization.
Yes.
Are these ideas a personal pleasure to you only, or are they ideas you wish to communicate?
Well, they are communicated by the fact that they are there, and especially with the notes in the green box, they are all there explained. I mean, there was the ideas like the chance idea, the things of the holes, bullet holes, you see bullet holes done by a little cannon with a match in it with a little paint at the end of the match, and like a baby playing, you see.
And you shot the cannon?
Shot nine shots, you see, and they marked on the glass where it should be, and then after that, I had the points board, you see, as a whole, to keep it more visible.
You abandoned the glass. You never embarked on anything exactly like that again?
No, never. It's too long an idea, too long an affair, see, I mean, too difficult to... Because after all, you cannot make yourself anew, you see. You are one thing at around 20 years of age, 30 years of age. After that, you cannot invent any more, very seldom you do. It's not true of painters that paint on canvas and things. They can repeat, and repetition is good, because you know why? Because the collectors can collect. Even if it's a repetition of a Renoir, it's a Renoir, and it has a great value, so it goes into the market and takes its place.
The glass was broken in transit to an exhibition in 1926. How did you feel when it was broken?
Nothing, not much, at least. I was, no, I was not, because I'm fatalist, maybe enough to take anything as it comes along. And fortunately, a little later, when I look at the brakes, I loved the brakes. It happened to be that two panes, glass panes on top of one another, with paints on it, holding a bit. When they break on the vibration of being transported flat, you see, on a truck, the brakes take a similar direction in the two panes. So when you put them on top of one another, they seem to continue the same brakes as though I had it done in done it on purpose.
Now, chance in art was something that Dada set out to really exploit, to use.
Yes.
In fact, this is an example of chance that you welcomed in the glass itself.
Oh yes, that was yes, exactly. Without even thinking about it, it came of itself.
What do you think now the element of chance in a work of art is, having tried to control and devise chance to serve your ends? Do you think it's something subconsciously that the artist projects into the work?
Yes, because chance may be unknown to us. In other words, we don't know the results of chance because we haven't got enough brains for that. See, I mean, the divine brain, for example, could perfectly say, there's no chance, I know what's going to happen. You see, we don't know because we are now ignorant enough not to be able to detect what chance is going to bring. So it's a kind of adoration for chance, or the consideration of chance as almost a religious element too. So it's very interesting to have introduced, to put it at the service of art productions.